Hello, Ravens fans, and welcome to our NCAA Tournament first round preview. I'm Aaron Schneider, the Sports Information Director at Anderson University, and joining us is our head men's soccer coach, Scott Fridley. How are you doing today?
Doing great. Thank you.
First of all, congratulations on your conference tournament win. It's the first time the program got a conference tournament title since 2002, and of course with that, our previous two conference tournament titles were prior to the NCAA accepting automatic qualifiers, so this is also our first NCAA tournament appearance. So congratulations on a successful season so far.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, first let's talk about the Hanover game. It was it went scoreless for 110 minutes. We went to PKs. We pulled it out. So kind of break down on how the Hanover game went down.
Well, kind of started like the last 6 or 7, I guess. Just kind of you gotta find a way to win. And as we got into the game, we started the game well. Had a couple opportunities. Had a ball walk right across the face of the goal. We didn't score. That would have set the tone well for us. But, you know, when you play a team that's as dangerous as Hanover, you've got to make sure you're smart. You've got to make sure you're clean. Got to make sure all the little things are right. And then we started having some injuries that I did surely never expect, but losing a couple defenders that were key. And when Harris went out for the game with a concussion, bloody nose concussion, and then the left back, and it just kind of was a domino effect with injuries, and then it's just trying to survive. Mm-hmm. Then it's, hey, we just got to try to play well, survive, and get to the next day. And that's what we were able to do. Again, Hanover's very well coached and very dangerous team, and I think I think everything happens for a reason. I'm that guy, but I also think that you have to have a little luck.
Yes.
And but man, you can't talk about the tournament without the tournament that Braden Kennedy had. What a performance by that young man as a freshman to take all that on and the pressure. And I thought we were led very well. I thought Vaughn and Grubbs did a great job in their senior status, taking us through and fighting to the next day. And so I thought that went very well. I thought they were very instrumental in our success. And we just tried to stay calm, and you know, the atmosphere and you know, everybody yelling and everything going on, just trying to keep especially the young guys calm and getting into the day. And you know, both overtimes, I think maybe there was one shot and between two teams, and then into penalties, and we felt like we were prepared for that.
Tell a bit more about how the team went. The team performed throughout the tournament, and definitely kind of stand out. You know, kind of represented on the all-tournament team. Our defense especially showed up with us in three matches against quality opponents. We allow one goal, and it's off of a PK. So, and then of course you had a couple others show out. Cohen Witten had his great game against Rose Holman. Tell us more about what all went right throughout the tournament.
Well, I think you have to back up before the tournament a little bit, because when we played Spalding, which is also a national tournament team playing this weekend, we beat them 1-0, and then we shut somebody else after that out. Then we lost on a last-second direct on a foul at the end of the game against Transy, and then we had a 2-1 game. But other than the 2-1 game, after we got over that hump, we got in. I think our defense settled down, and I think we got things sorted a little better. And then we got to the point, because we had the Manchester and the Franklin back-to-back shutouts, and So I think our defense got settled in. We were still having some struggles on the offensive end, but when we got into the Berea situation where we had to win to get in to get the 4th seed and then play on, the pressure, I think the boys really handled the pressure. And then to turn around and have to play them, especially after as physical as that game was, to play them again, and hey, it's the tournament, one and done. So we kind of been playing that one and done scenario for 6 or 7 games now. And Braden has just been fantastic getting into the tournament because of losing, you know, the players like Hall and Bossman and early graduation to Uzi. And, I mean, we had to kind of rekindle the forwards. And then some injuries, like I said, Bossman goes down and Murray goes down, Opoku goes down. I mean, all of a sudden we're like trying to figure this out, just trying to scramble multiple forwards. And when with Cohen, you know, Cohen works hard at practice, and we know what he can do, and we know what he's prepared to do. It's just whether he follows through when he gets the opportunity. And so we told him at the first Berea game, hey, you're going to get 10 minutes a half. We just want you to press that back, because we thought that's a place we could be successful. And he was successful. And all of a sudden he earned more time. The second game against Berea, he was very successful again. And then he just worked his tail off at Rose-Hulman and got the 2 goals. And all of a sudden, you know, you've got this kid that is putting in great effort and making the most of his opportunity. In that scenario, coming through the tournament, the only as you mentioned, the only goal we gave up in the last 7 games was a penalty kick, and it was ill-advised, and I can't really believe it happened the way it happened, but again, that's part of our game, and we were able to bounce back and get the goal and you know, move on to the next game. But I was very, very proud because many of those guys could have been on the all-tournament team for sure. Braden for sure, the MVP coming out of what he did. Cohen really making the most of his opportunity. Grubbs playing hurt. He's been hurt since the Berea game, and he's just, you know, and Vaughn's dinged up, and both of them have just playing through you know, not only adversity, but just trying to make sure that their senior season doesn't finish, as well as the other seniors. You know, Poku's starting to get more time coming back off of his injury. Matt Murray, I think, will play this weekend, which is good. He's got a sprained MCL that he's been messing with, and but you know, that extra soul, that extra heart kicks in, and you know, maybe you can find a little extra when it's it could be your last game, and these guys are they're digging deep and just really excited for the week.
All right, and before jumping into the NCAA tournament, I want to talk about that PK round with Hanover. You mentioned in the press release that once we got to penalty kicks, you kind of felt that you felt good about kind of how our team was structured, and I mean, not that Hanover would be a walkover or anything, but you felt good about our chances.
No, I did, because you know, I felt like we have guys that can hit these under pressure. We have guys that, you know, are able to find success. But the question was, the guys that don't normally take penalties, in that big moment, can they do it? And, you know, I think we had four freshmen in the top 10. And Braden Kennedy, if Braden Kennedy would have been the 6th shooter if that was for not pressure to lose, but because I wanted him to focus on saving the goals. So he's one of our top 10. So he's either going to be 6 or 10 kind of thing. But at the end of the day, we didn't have to get to that. Ashton Cuss did a great job. The kid hits good penalties. You know, Noah New stepped up there and knocked his in, and Grubbs and Vaughn always hit theirs,
Yeah.
and they've been 1 and 2 for 4 years. So those we expect, but it's just the other guys and how they handle it.
Mm-hmm.
We're super excited.
All right, so let's take a look at this field. We open against Denison University, and also in our bracket, Ohio Northern and Franciscan University. What have you seen out of these three teams so far?
Well, all three teams are very quality. The Franciscan coach used to be at Ohio Northern. We used to play them every year, so I know him fairly well. Coach at Denison, he's fantastic, and his team will be super prepared. They will be very good. They're really good in the air. They'll present some challenges for us. It's one of those things, right? You don't have to win the best out of 3. You got to win on the day, and so we've just got to find a way to limit what they're good at and really push for what we're good at, and hopefully we can make some good strides. And then Ohio Northern, they're always a quality program. All 3 of those programs are quality. And with going into Denison, again, their coach is fantastic, and they do a great job, and we look forward to playing them and see what happens.
All right, and then finally, what does your team need to do to be successful this weekend?
We have to have a clean game. We cannot make ridiculous errors. We can't not win the first and second ball. We've got to make sure that we do all the little things right and that we just outwork our opponent. We bring that blue-collar effort and we don't make critical errors, anything can happen.
All right, I've covered the questions in 1 and 2. Ravens fans, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to follow along with any more previews and any more content we may put out on YouTube. Of course, follow along with your Ravens this weekend. They are competing at Denison University this weekend. That's in Granville, Ohio. We open against number 10 Denison, and that is at 1 o'clock, and the winner of that game will play the Sunday at 3 p.m. Coach Fridley, before we go, would you like to say any words?
I'm just proud of my team. I mean, they have worked hard. We've had a lot of adversity with, again, just new players, different players. My coaching staff has done fantastic. They're a big reason why we're here. Just proud of the whole effort of everybody, and just glad to keep playing.
Coach Fridley, thank you for joining us, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you very much.